It was a rain-drenched November night when Luke Henderson, a janitor at Lincoln Medical Center, was making his usual rounds. With a mop in one hand and a half-eaten peanut butter sandwich tucked in foil in the other, he walked the dim hospital hallway, trying to keep his spirits high for his 8-year-old son, Max, asleep in the break room wrapped in an oversized hoodie. Luke had no one else to watch him. No babysitter. No family. Just the two of them against the world. That night, fate had other plans. He found her, barefoot, bruised, and silent, sitting on the floor outside the ER with no ID, no memory, and fear swimming in her eyes. She wore a soaked designer blazer and had the presence of someone important, but her mind was blank. Just one word escaped her trembling lips when asked for her name. Claire. The hospital staff called her a Jane Doe, but no one came to claim her. Days passed. Social services offered a shelter. But Luke couldn't bear to see her left there, not with how broken she looked, like a glass sculpture with one crack too many. So he brought her home. Claire shared their tiny 2-bedroom apartment above a laundromat. Luke gave her Max's old room. At first, she flinched at every sound and stared at her hands like they were foreign to her. But slowly, something shifted. She started helping around the house. Cooking. Laughing at Max's corny jokes. She'd sit beside Luke after his long night shifts, listening, asking questions about his life, how he ended up working 2 jobs, how he lost Max's mother to cancer, how he still tucked Max in every night with a bedtime story. "Why are you being so kind to me?" she asked once, eyes glossy under the soft kitchen light. Luke looked at her with a tired smile. "Because someone has to show you that not everyone leaves when things go dark." Months turned into years. Claire became family. She taught Max to tie a tie for his first school dance. She cried when Luke surprised her with a birthday cake, even though she still didn't know her real birth date. Still, no one ever came looking for her. But something about her always felt important. One day, while watching a local news report, Claire froze. The screen showed a photo of a woman who looked exactly like her. Clara Westfield, missing Billionaire CEO, declared dead 2 years after disappearance. The silence that followed was deafening. Luke paused the TV. Clara, stared at the screen, tears welling. "It's me," she whispered. "That's me." Everything unraveled fast. Investigators were called. Lawyers. DNA tests. It all confirmed the unthinkable. She was Clara Westfield, CEO of Westfield Enterprises, presumed dead after her car went off a cliff in Northern California during a solo retreat. The world buzzed. Headlines screamed. But Luke just stood there, folding Max's laundry, unsure of what this meant for them. Then Clara did something no one expected. She returned, not to her mansion, but to the apartment above the laundromat. With reporters trailing her and lawyers begging her to resume her empire, she did something that stunned the world. She refused. "I may have built a company once," she told the press, "but it was in this humble home where I built a life." Weeks later, she made it official. She stepped down as CEO and converted the Westfield Corporate Trust into a foundation, to provide housing, education, and childcare support to single parents and working-class families. She named it the Max and Luke Foundation. But it didn't end there. She bought the crumbling apartment complex and rebuilt it into clean, affordable housing. She opened a learning center where Luke taught night classes for janitorial certification. She made Luke co-director of the foundation, his kindness now echoing into the lives of thousands. And Luke? He proposed to her under the tree where she first helped Max fly a kite. She said yes, through happy tears. Years later, Max, now a young man, stood on stage at his college graduation. The crowd roared as he thanked 2 people. My dad, who taught me strength through struggle, and my mom, Clara, who reminded me that the past may shape us, but love defines us. In the end, it wasn't a corporate empire or a lavish estate that changed the world. It was a janitor's decision to open his door and say, "You're safe with us." Because sometimes, kindness is the seed that rewrites not just one life, but an entire legacy. True wealth isn't measured in what you own, but in how deeply you care. One act of compassion can ripple into generations of hope.